What up? What up? What up? Top of the top. Good morning, Sunday morning. Happy Mother's Day. It's a Mother's Day edition, special episode by me for no fame. It's been a good weekend. What's up, y'all? Yeah. Y'all didn't think I was coming on this morning, but I already had this planned out. What's up, Nicole Bella? L Blue, what's up? We back at it. What's up? Y'all know I had to come on this morning. Y'all already know what's up. What up, ASAP Auto? Where you been at, bro? What's up? Hunter Rizzle, yo. What's good? What's gooch? What's up, Cumber? That's right. It's been a good weekend. It's been going kind of fast, but it's been cold, raining. It's been like fall weather. What's up? I'm gonna let the people pull up. We here, man. I'm gonna be talking about some things today. But hopefully everybody's feeling good. Like I said, salute to all the mothers. Salute to all the people that love their mother. Salute to the people that don't have their mother. And I'm talking about the good ones. If you on this planet and you live in foul, like I said before, and you ain't got no mother, your mother's ashamed of you. Top of the top, what's popping? Grown man talking the building. What's popping, bro? What's up? We here again. You know what I'm saying? We up, we ready. I don't know how long I'm gonna be today, but I had to pull up because I had to put some good vibes out here for all the mothers. That's right. Even if you don't have no children and you are a woman, you are still a mother. But the greatest mother is Mother Nature. Don't forget that. Wax Dog, what's popping, bro? You already know. You already know. We here, so I've been up for a minute, but I'm still waking up because I've been super relaxed. I've been chilling. And now, you know what I'm saying? We about to do what we do. So I'm going to be talking about some things today. I'm going to be talking about Kevin Samuels. And it's being reported that Mr. Kevin Samuels died broke and only had under $1,000. And it's being said, allegedly, that his family wants to start a GoFundMe. And I'm gonna get into that, and I'm gonna get into the different scenarios of what I see within this story. I also see a lot of people been kicking that man down since he been so-called passed. And you know, me and my people was talking about that the other day, how we live in a time now where people, they think it's cool to clown a dad. They think it's cool to disrespect a dad, and that's just the world we living in now. We live in a world now where if somebody died, you know what I'm saying, people start celebrating. Now, don't get it twisted. In the world of gang banging and street activity, when your enemy dies, somebody you don't like die, that it, you know, some people did celebrate. You did, but we dealing with the degeneration of human life. That's where we at right now. We at a point right now where human life is not really worth like 2 pennies. Human life is not respected. So you'll see a lot of times when people die, it's a lot of mockeries being made. You know what I'm saying? We already know it come in many different forms, but it is what it is. But they saying that Kevin Samuels died broke and under $1,000. I'm gonna get into that. I'm also going to get into how Dave Chappelle allegedly spoke to the man that tried to attack him, the man named Isaiah Lee, It says shortly after alleged attack, Dave Chappelle spoke to the man, and the man allegedly told David Chappelle why he tried to attack him. And I'm going to get into that. Good morning, Miss Danielle Walker. Good morning. Happy to see y'all this morning. Don't forget that. We here and we family, and y'all should already know that. So that's why we doing right now. You dig? I'm also going to be talking about Wendy Williams allegedly said, you know, she recently sat down with Fat Joe and she said she only got $2. Y'all know that they are holding Wendy money. She's saying she only got $2. And she also spoke about her show. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to be talking about how Keisha Cole had to go to the hospital and she was suffering from painful anxiety. And I'm going to get into anxiety because we also know it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I'm going to get into anxiety. Good morning, Rondell. What's up, Queen? I'm going to be getting into Keisha Cole and how she's, you know, been speaking on how she hasn't been able to sleep. It's a lot of people in America that have problems sleeping, but you might be suffering from anxiety, and I'm going to get into that. Also, Snoop Dogg's son was carjacked over the past couple of days. He got his 2022 BMW taken. And I'm going to get into that. Also, the man, Mr. Frank James, the subway shooter, the one that was talking about Wax Dog. And it's funny that that video popped up yesterday that Wax Dog had with the shooter speaking on his name. And the man was basically saluting Wax Dog, saying that Wax Dog is a beast with the editing. And that's something I always said. And I'm going to be real. Whenever I want a real laugh, I go to Wax Dog channel and I watch a video. And some of those videos, you have me crying. I'm not going to lie. So salute the Wax Dog. You already know I hollered at you yesterday behind the scenes. You feel me? So I literally look at this man's videos, and this the only man that can make me laugh till I be crying. I'm not even going to lie. Especially that Nightmare on Bam Street. That Nightmare on Bam Street, that shit had me crying, bro. I ain't going to lie to you. Anyway, I you know what I'm saying? The man Frank James, you know what I'm saying? The subway shooter, the man that I say made YouTube extra hot. He they about to hit him with life. He's facing life, and I'm gonna get into that lunatic because it's a pattern of lunatics out here, but we neither here nor there. I'm also gonna touch on a few other topics, like how, you know, a couple of Americans was found dead on vacation in the Bahamas. And it looks to me like they're trying to scare people from taking trips this summer. That's all I'm going to say. What else? I'm going to touch on? Because I want to make sure I don't forget nothing. I got a couple things. Also, you know, the 4th inmate died on Rikers Island this year. So that's 4 inmates that died on Rikers Island this year. 15 died last year. And they already said that Rikers Island had a couple of weeks to get it together before the feds take over. Now a man has died. So we can probably guarantee the feds are going to take over Rikers Island. That's what it's really looking like. And that's what it looked like it's going to be. I'm going to get into these topics. But anyway, it's the For No Fame live, episode 168. And you know we straight. And we're going to do what we do. And once again, for those that just pulled up, happy Mother's Day. Salute to y'all, you know, the hardworking mothers, the work, you know, the women that set the table. They get the kids ready. They make sure everything is straight. And not only that, the main thing is salute to the women that got the love and compassion in their heart of a real mother, whether you got kids or not. So we're going to get into that, and we at it. Was good. Now, episode 168. Mr. Kevin Samuels. This is according to MTO News. They saying that Kevin Samuels died broke. This is what's being said. Now we know we always hear that. I'm gonna get into the breakdown, but let me get to the story. Then we're gonna really get into this right here. Kevin Samuels died broke. They saying he was in debt and he had less than $1,000 in the bank. And they saying that his family wants to start a GoFundMe. Now, we all know it's been trending all over America, all over the world, that Kevin Samuels passed on Friday. And they saying that he died allegedly during a romantic encounter with a Caucasian woman. That was in the story. I'm gonna get into that too. Let me not forget that part. They say that he was having a romantic encounter with a Caucasian woman that he had just met. That's what they saying he just met her. Kevin describes himself as a high-value man and said that women need to meet a high bar, a high status, in order to get with a man of his caliber. And they saying allegedly that this man died broke. Now they saying they spoke to Kevin's friends who has been in touch with his family, and they claim that Kevin was deeply in debt. According to the friends, Kevin's family has been trying to identify all of his assets, and they have only been able to locate less than $1,000. They say Kevin was popular for coining the phrase high value man, and certain women can't get a man in his caliber or, in his category. They say that the family is contemplating a GoFundMe to raise money. And basically, people have been taking shots at him. Basically, they're taking shots saying that, his family got to start a GoFundMe when this is the same man that was promoting himself as a high-value man. So this whole story is very tricky, but we're going to get into it. What's up, Alpha Mia? Helping the Vision, Lay Jones. Nate the Great, what's up? I have my head down, but now we're going to get into this right here. We're going to get into this Kevin Samuels thing. Now, check it out. Boom. This is my opinion. Now, they say that Kevin Samuels died broke. We don't know if that's a fact, but we always hear the same story over again and again. They say what? All celebrities, when they die, they always say they was broke. We heard this about Tupac. Man, we heard this about almost every celebrity when they die, they broke. But it's very tricky with this. You see? Now, was he broke because he didn't have no money to leave nobody? Is he broke? Was he considered to be broke because he didn't leave nothing behind for people to leech off of? But we understand another thing too. You can be in so much debt that you are literally broke. You can owe so many people that when you do pass away, you so up to your head in bills, and you owe so many people that you are broke. We also know you can make a lot of money, but you could be living paycheck to paycheck. No matter how big that check is, sometimes that can be the level of bills you have. You can live in a mansion and you still can live check to check because all your bills just cover your mansion, your staff, your family, stuff like that. So when they say a person died broke, a lot of times that's what it means. You could be so far in debt that you just broke. And like I said, at the end of the day, it really applies to when you die, you don't have nothing to leave behind. So that's when they'll call you broke. Also, you got to understand something. We live in a world now. If I had a lot of cash and just say only I know I had that cash buried at and I died, they'll say I was broke. Because any money that's not on the books, when you die, that's considered, they consider you broke. But you can have money put up. You can have assets that nobody know about. I don't care. You could be rich and own an island nobody even know about, and when you die, they're gonna say you broke. But I do believe the part of, yes, he probably was living above his means because he had to upkeep an image. And when you live in a certain lifestyle and you're not really big as you think you are, that will cost you money and put you in a hole. They also say that what? Living above your means will always have you broke. And I'm pretty sure he had to buy a lot of suits. And this is another thing. This is my point. They still saying that when he died, he was basically a social media influencer. And like I try to tell dudes before, y'all already know I said it, no matter how big you think you are on YouTube, you pass away, they're just going to call you an influencer. That's what they was calling this man. They basically saying he was an influencer that, you know, made his claim to fame, promoting himself as a man of a high caliber and raising the bar and setting a certain standard, calling himself a high value man. But I understand there's going to be many different slander attacks, because when you're looking at a high value man, that can mean a lot of different things. A high value man could just be a man that got certain morals and principles and what he willing to accept. And we do know that, because I never watched him, but I know, like, why a lot of people mad at him is because some people feel like he be bashing females. Some people feel like he was on reading females, pulling their card, but then at the same time, a lot of these females is pulling up to talk to them to get advice. So some people say he gave strong advice, but the point is they're trying to slander him or whatever. The people, you know, people trying to say this man died broke, and now we're gonna look at his family. His family might start a GoFundMe because, you know, they said, but boom, they saying he was broke, which means he didn't have nothing to leave behind for them. So they're going to start a GoFundMe. And who's to say the GoFundMe they start is not going to be the benefit of his name while he's dead, because he didn't leave them nothing. We already know when people start a GoFundMe, they're going to get way more than a funeral. You got some GoFundMes, people to get all the money and still have a cremation. And a lot of times, sometimes it could be family members that you wasn't even cool with or dealing with, and sometimes they'll be the first one to start a GoFundMe because they want to capitalize off what you had going on and what you did, even though you didn't even deal with them like that. But this man is being portrayed as being broke. I don't know 100%, but they saying he died with less than $1,000. And guess what? It's basically saying that he didn't have $1,000 in the bank, so he's considered broke. But we don't know what he had. Now, we do know he was getting YouTube checks, and some people claim they get thousands upon thousands a month off a YouTube check. And we all know, for those that be on YouTube, YouTube gets a nice percentage out of everything you make anyway. So at the end of the day, like I tell people, it's a business shit, but it's to an extent, it's like YouTube kind of like got boss power over everybody, because they still can dictate what you say, what you know, what you can't say, what you can do, put up. This day platform. So being at this day platform, to be real, they try to trick you into thinking this is your situation, but in reality, it's not, because this day platform. And it's a business shit, but when you do a deal with YouTube, it's similar to something like a record deal. My point is, their hands always going to be in your pocket. That's what it is. So that's like when you like salute to the people when they donate to the channel, that supports the channel, because when you're in agreement with YouTube, YouTube have to get their money. They have to get a percentage of what you do. It's a partnership. And for those that don't know, we do have to meet a certain criteria. We have to meet a certain criteria to even get a check from YouTube. YouTube has to have proof that you generated a certain amount of money through your channel, or they will not release your money. So a lot of people don't know that. And some people do benefit more for cash apps because that's direct to you. So both of them is good, but the fact of the matter is YouTube got it set up where you have to get certain money donated. You have to make a certain amount of money. They have to see that you're generating money for them to even take you serious. And once you do that, and while you're doing that, they got their hands already in your pocket. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what it comes to. It's a partnership. It's a business. And that's how it works. But if your channel does not generate a certain amount of money per month, you get nothing. A lot of people don't know that. And if you do make a whole lot, the more you make, the bigger they cut. So that's how this whole thing works. So when they say Kevin Samuels died broke, it's not hard to fathom. It's not hard to see. You know, when you got a lot of bills and you do a lot, you take trips to nice islands, and you know you got nice cars, and you stay in lavish hotels, you pop bottles, eat good, paying people. It's not hard to die broke. Not at all. Not in America. And a lot of us are barely making it right now, and we just going through what we got to go through. So I also know, you know, when you pass away with nothing to leave your family gonna be the first ones to say you broke, because you ain't have nothing to leave them. Let's not forget that part. They also made a point to say that he died during a romantic encounter with a Caucasian woman. So basically, they're trying to say that this man was a hypocrite. Well, not only a hypocrite, he had hate for black women, and they're trying to say that's why he was coming at black women like that, because the whole time he really was in a white woman. Now, I'm gonna be clear: a man's preference is his preference, but if you do mess with a white woman because you hate black women, then shame on you. Or if you feel like because you with a white woman, your woman is better than black woman, or you think you doing something because you got a white woman on your arm, that don't mean nothing, because she could be trailer park trash. You have white women that are not accepted amongst their own people. They're not elite. And it's white people that look down on white people, for those that don't know. So my point is, for those that, if you do got a white woman, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your business. Just don't think that give you the right to look down on black women, or you want to critique black women because they get sew-ins and they wear wigs, or whatever they want to do. They want to get braids, whatever they want to do. Lashes don't matter. That's what they want to do. And just don't think because you with a white woman, you can put your fingers in her hair, that make you got something special, like you got a trophy. That don't mean nothing. You got white women that are super grimy and they filthy, and some white women are worse than black women because they'll do some foul things to you. All you got to do is watch the ID channel. All you got to do is watch some of them shows, and you'll see how grimy white women get when they get mad at your ass. Yeah, black woman get mad at you. She might do certain things, but a white woman get mad at you, your ass might end up dead. With some lead in your food, ain't no telling. She might put a contract on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. But we see a pattern of so-called black men that deal with white women that do try to bash and hate on black women. It's a pattern of that. So I'm not saying this was Kevin Samuels, but people are trying to look at him in that category. Like, all this time he was talking about black women, and he died or passed away allegedly with a white woman, and they're saying he died of a heart attack. We also know that fentanyl, fatty wap causes heart attacks. They saying that man was turning up. I don't know. Allegedly, those are the rumors. I don't know. But who's to say that the person he was turning up with is the one that, you know, he was getting high with? Or who's to say? We don't know. I also could see he could have been broke because he could have been a super trickster. He could have been tricking his ass off. I don't know. Because I know that people get caught up in people's internet persona. We always talk about that. People see people on the internet and they think that's who they are in real life. They start worshiping these people. Yeah, that's right, Butterfly Nest. You got so many TV shows. You got that's a fact. You got Forensic Files, you got Snapped. Man, you got so many of them TV shows where they'll show you what them white women will do to your ass. They'll show you what they'll do. And they are the masters of lying and shedding them tears. And when you're a black man with a white woman, all she got to do is shed one tear and say you did something. And guess what? Your ass gets you. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, a lot of people get caught up in people's internet persona, but you don't know who that person really is. And that shows you the world we living in. This is why some people are in cult followers. They get attached to who they see on the screen when majority of times the person you see on the screen lives total opposite from what you see. You got people get on here in front like they got a whole lot. In reality, they have nothing. You got people on here always trying to convince you of something. In reality, they're trying to portray they're so real, but in reality, they're a fraud. Like today is Mother's Day, and you're gonna have people come online that don't have no mother and they don't have no girl. And my point is this: I'm not shaming nobody, not bashing nobody, but when you are wicked and you live a foul ass life, y'all know, y'all heard the episode before this when I broke all that down on Friday, on 167 episode. You got a lot of niggas out here that be hating on women, they be bashing women, and you got a lot of niggas that hate their own people, period. And a lot of these people, like when you see a man that don't got no mother, that hates his mother, like I said, he ain't got no mother and he ain't got no girl, that's a dangerous man. If you don't got no mother, especially if you ain't got no grandmother, no mother, no girl, that's a dangerous man. I'm talking about when they live wicked, when they live foul, because they have no type of compassion. See, compassion is only taught from the woman in your household. That's where it comes from. You should already been taught certain things growing up, but the things you don't learn growing up, you're supposed to learn from your significant other or the woman you with. And you'll see, all you gotta do is study. When you see a nigga bashing a female or beating up females, 9 times out of 10, that nigga ain't got no mother, or he hate his mother. That nigga ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never had a long relationship. He never really had nobody. That's how it works. So that's why on Mother's Day and this whole weekend I've been saluting women, because we need to do more of that. And I'm not no sucker, and I'm going to do it. But when you don't have a mother, what's a motherless child called? A motherless child is called a bastard. And when you're a motherless child and you indulge in wickedness, foul behavior, that's what you are, a bastard. Because what that means, nobody loves you. Yeah, it means you was born out of wedlock, but that also means nobody loves you. And some people that are on the planet are so foul. They are disgusting in all their ways. They never had the real nurturing of a mother. They never had compassion, and they grow up to be old, and they get older and they become bitter human beings. And when they're bitter, they live in their misery, and their whole life is spreading their misery throughout everyone. That's why they're bastards. That's not just nothing made up. And I'm not shaming nobody that don't have no mother. I'm talking about those who don't have a mother and don't have no compassion, or don't have no type of structure in their life, and just live in wickedry. And those are a lot of people that just so happen to hate black women too. They hate women, period. They hate the woman species a lot of times. It's a lot of hurt men out here. And some of these men are hurt because they didn't feel the love of their mother. They never felt the love of a woman, period. They are usually the ones of failed relationships. A lot of back and forth, you know. Man, it's different symptoms you could pick up on certain people. All you gotta do is watch and observe. That's all you gotta do. The same way they try to say what? The opposite. They'll try to say what? A woman that did have no father, you know, a lot of times they be promiscuous. You know, these are the stereotypes. They try to say what? Some woman that didn't have a father grew up to hate men. You know, these are the sayings that they say. But I know one thing for sure: a man that hates a woman, or a man that hates his mother, or a man that never felt a mother's compassion, when they fall into that spiral of, you know, demonic behavior, that's a dangerous man. And that's a bastard. And that's the world we in right now. So we seeing a lot of foul behavior because it is what it is, because there's no regard for human life. And the reason why there's no regard for human life is because people don't respect Mother Nature. So if you don't respect Mother Nature, you're not going to respect the planet. You're not going to respect the womb in which you came from, because the woman is the womb of man. That's why she's called woman. She is the womb of man. Her womb brings forth man. And if anybody don't understand that, if you don't respect that, that already means you're already off balance. And you, like I said before, your ass already headed for destruction anyway. And this is why they've been turning us against each other, and they've been starting, you know, they've been programming us to have confrontations within our own household. So that's why a lot of us already know when we start talking about the community, ain't no damn community coming together when people can't even come together in their own household. The household is the springboard for the community. Why? Because we live in one building. I got a family in this house. They got a family next door, a family next door, a family in the next building, a family down the street. That is the community. So when we see so many what? Broken homes, that's why it is what? A broken community that will never be put back together. Because what? Too many foul spirits have came out of not only polluted wombs, but foul spirits have came out of wombs, and they were not able to be nurtured. What's nurtured? Shaped and molded with principles, morals, compassion, just knowing. It's like, it's a lot of BS. Let's break this down right here too. Let me talk this talk, right? You know, we always use that excuse. I didn't have no father growing up as a man. When you really break it down, you know damn well your mother really taught you almost everything. Your mother was putting stuff in your head when you was little. Your mother was the one rubbing the coal out your eyes. Your mother was the one that telling your ass go take a bath. Your mother was the one that, you know, told you how to iron your clothes, what you going looking like. Your mother already was putting certain things in you. Even when it don't matter if you got a father or not. Some people was born with, you know, had their father their whole life, and their father really ain't say too much to them. They ain't really do nothing extra. They just paid the bills, came home, did what they did. My point is, it's your mother that teaches you everything. And your mother is your first protector. So a lot of time we use that as an excuse that we ain't have no father, but a lot of time that's a cop out, because sometimes you'll even understand that sometimes when you had your mother, your mother actually runs your father, and he gonna do whatever she say. Your mother really is your backbone. Your mother is really what teaches you and puts you up on stuff at the end of the day. So even though some of us, whether we had our father with us 24/7, that ain't no excuse, because your mother still instilled certain things in you. And guess what happened? When you went disaccording to that, 9 times out of 10, you started going left. Now, I understand some mothers were, let's say, on drugs. Some mothers were alcoholics. Some mothers wasn't in their right mind. Okay, we're going to say that, all right? Some mothers was not in their right mind, and therefore, you got to give her a pass, because she might have not even understood her own power. And a lot of time, what I learned, sometimes when you got mothers that's not right and exact, or they not what they supposed to be, is because they got a history that you know nothing about, and you don't even know your mother has certain things that could have happened to her when she was a child, and she grew up holding those things in and took it out on you because she didn't have nobody there for her. So these are part of the family traditions that go on and go on and go on. They got to be broken, because that is also the spell. These are also the sayings. You know, certain terminology I'm not going to say. Like when we say the word MFer, saying that he F's his moms. Well, some people are MFers because they F their moms by the stuff they do. They're foul. They're so foul, they probably would F their moms, because they not going according to nature. That whole word represents being opposite of your nature. And we know anybody that F their moms is a sick person. And that's why they live on a planet doing low down, dirty things. They're not to be trusted. They're not to be, they're not supposed to be dealt with in human life. And that's a fact. And all that goes into the generational curses. But this the key, the generational curses. It's the mother that breaks the spell, that breaks the curses. Either your mother can put a curse on you, or she can lift the curse off you. That's the power of Mother Nature. That's the whole significance of today. So that's what I'm going to talk about. And my mind, just all my opinion. I'm going to break down my opinion what Mother's Day really is, because some people be like, oh, it's just a holiday. I don't celebrate holidays. But I'm going to show you something. It's a holy day. It's a holy day for mothers, Mother Nature. Not only that, people don't understand every holiday was really based off a spiritual day. It was based off a spiritual lineup praised by the ancestors. And then when certain people came in power, they took the names, they switched it up. Like, let's just say on Mother's Day, or let's just say every year around the same time, let's just say a pink moon appeared in the sky. And the ancient ancestors knew when that pink moon came in the sky, that was Mother's Day. My point is, a lot of these days are based upon spirituality. They're actually based off universal things that exist. And that's why they are holy days, because these are some of the days our ancestors did their rituals. They gave thanks and praise. And now we're discombobulated. We think it's just a holiday. It's just another day. And that's why you'll see on certain significant days what they do. They block the sky out. You see, you know, I told you, when you grew up, you seen clouds. You know the difference. You was taught about stratus clouds, cumulus clouds. You was taught about clouds. But sometimes you'll see, when you look outside, you don't see no clouds. You just see a blocked out white sky or a blocked out gray sky. Because literally the sky gets blocked out on certain days because they don't want you to comprehend the lineup of what's going on in the heavens. And our ancestors knew that. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go back into the story. Remember the three wise men, what they was looking for? They was looking for the three stars to line up in the sky a certain way. And they knew that what was coming. And they made a holiday around that same time called what? Christmas. All right, so I know what I'm talking about. Certain lineups, because you know, it was written that if you want to know the signs, all you got to do is look in the sky and you will get the signs and symbols. They say that the Most High will talk through the heavens, through the stars, through the planets. He talks through nature. And therefore you was told to go against the grain. And you was taught to go against the earth. So that's really why you become a low down mother effer. Because you disrespect the planet Earth. The planet Earth, Mother Earth. When you on the earth living foul, destroying life, destroying mankind, you are an effer. Because you're effing the earth. You're offsetting the balance of the planet. And those are the people that get cast in hell. That's why their life is a living hell. When you live foul on the earth, you can try to portray whoever you want to be, but in reality, your days will forever be fire. And then when you leave the planet, you're going up in smoke. And this is a reality. I don't care who you think you are, you're gonna burn. And some of y'all are burning right now. That's why you can't talk. That's why you can't sleep at night. That's why you toss and turn every day. Every day you feeling a pain that you're not at peace. Because a person that's in peace, they be chilling, maxing and relaxing, feet kicked up, chilling. But a person that is burning, they can't sit still. This is reality. All my people that listen to this, when you chilling and you doing your thing, you doing what you want to do, you doing whatever make you feel good, that means you good. You're not burning. You're okay. You're not in the fire. You're not living in hell. So I say that. My people that enjoy their life are not living in hell. The people that hate and despise their life and hate and despise others, those people live in hell every day. And they try to prove to themselves that they're not living in hell. But when reality sets in, they are in living hell. Why? Because their days are miserable. I've seen how it's been so nice outside and people still don't know how to function and go out and live a life. A lot of y'all people, you know, a lot of people that hit that live button and they're always in front of the camera, a lot of those people live in hell. They live in hell because they're not able to reap the benefits that the earth have to offer. That's why we got tricked into always being in the house instead of being outside. What's outside? Outside is Mother Nature. Outside is where you find your blessings. Outside is where good things can occur. But when you always in the house, or basically you think that's your house, but really you made your house your prison, and you're dealing with confinement, you put yourself in solitary confinement because you always in the house and you want to hit the live button, or you always want to be gossiping, bearing false witness. You're actually living a life of hell because you don't even smile. You don't even have nobody to make you smile. Like some people today that's burning in hell, they're not even gonna have a home cooked meal today. They're not gonna get no love at all. And they're gonna be feeling a certain way. They're gonna be trying to deflect, and they have to do this every day. It's also disguised through the ego, because the ego is the false image that make you think you're bigger than what you are. When you think of an ego, think of a balloon doll. That's all it is. Something that's blowed up. It looks real, but it's not real. And that's why I talk like this. When I talk that talk, like I said, I like to watch people leave the room, because you got foul people that are always amongst us. So you got to speak truth to power. And that's right, Juice. When you take things to a high frequency, people that's on a low frequency, they will run. Because that's how the world works. This ain't nothing but a spiritual warfare, like I told y'all. This is a spiritual warfare. It's heaven against hell, good versus evil, clean versus dirty, real versus fake. Man, it's a war every day. That's what it is. But the mother, or should I say Mother Nature, sets the tone and sets the stage. That's why what they told you, what? Respect your elders and your days will forever be what? Long. Really respect your mother. And what it say? Honor thy mother, honor thy father. So that's why when I say, when you violate the mother, you might not even violate your mother. You could violate the mother of another and still put a bad karma on yourself. This is science. This is what it is. So I'm not going to stay on this topic too long, but I had to get into it because it is Mother's Day, and I'm going to show you that the people that are in tune with their mother, whether she's here or not, in tune with the Mother Earth, period, because the Mother Earth is the great mother. That is the big womb in which all of us came out of. That's why we're able to say we living, and we prove we living every day when we get in tune with what's going on in the real world, which is what? Outside. And everybody that lives in their own bubble, a lot of them are in a false reality. And when we was born in a real reality, we all was born in a bubble. It's called what? That bubble that was in your mother's stomach that came out and they said what? The water burst. We was born in a bubble of water. Therefore, the ignorant, they will always be in the world in their own bubble. And their own bubble is their own ignorance. Their own false reality that they think is real, but really is not. That's why you ever heard of saying, I don't want to have to bust your bubble. What's that? When a person got so big-headed in a false reality, they think the shit they doing is real. They think everything they doing is official. They thought it was all about them, to somebody what? Bust their bubble. What's that called? Let me bring you back to reality real quick. That's busting somebody's bubble. Because what? You live in a fake world, a reality that only you exist in, that the rest of us, we don't see it. We're not from that world. Because we're in reality. We're in the real world. So that's why I'm saying that, boom. That's what life is about. Understanding what life is about, not playing with life and giving homage and respect to the Mother Earth. Where we think we get our food from? Mother Earth. Where they say the riches come from? Mother Earth. Where the gold and diamonds come from? Mother Earth. What did the people in power do? They pillaged the land all across all 7 continents, pilling the land and destroying the people, because they wanted to conquer Mother Earth. That's why every nation they banged on, the first thing they did was kill the men, take the woman, and plant their seed. Take your land, plant their seed in your land. Take your woman, get her pregnant. You know about the story with Pocahontas and John Smith. Pay attention. What you think that story was about? Kill a man, take the woman, plant the seed, take over the nation. That's what they do. So that's why they always pillage the woman first. Or should I say they kill a man first, then they pillage the woman and plant their seed in her. And that's how the world is run to this day. So that's why we have to give respect to Mother Earth, because somebody's always trying to rape and pillage her and take. And that goes into what what I talk about of the takers. You got some people always going to take, they're never going to give. All you got to do is sit back. A person that's always trying to take credit, a person that's always trying to take away this, take away that. All you got to do is sit back and you'll see, damn, they'll never give nothing. Or they always got their hands out like the Allstate man. They always asking for something. Just watch. You got people they'll never give. They always taking, trying to discredit, trying to expose everybody but themselves. See, they'll tell you about everybody else, but they won't tell you about them, because in reality, they're not going to give you nothing. They're not going to give you a piece of them. So everybody listen to me, I give you a piece of me from time to time. I drop little gems. I tell you about me here and there, so you get an idea of who I am. I don't just talk about other people. I talk about myself too. Take, receive, but some people just going to take. They're not going to give you nothing. And there's some people going to appear or act like they give you something just so they can take something from you. That's what all this is about, taking and giving. You get it? Your mother gives. Your mother taught you to what? Share. Taught you not to be selfish. There's certain principles that was already instilled in you from birth, but you went against the grain and made your life a living hell. You get it? That's how this works. So, man, we're going to keep it pushing, because I got to touch on something. It's the Mother's Day edition, but they saying that what? Kevin Samuels died broke in debt, and we know a person that's in debt is broke. That's why you got a debit card. A debit card means you're already in debt, basically. Why? Somebody else running your bag. That's why when you go to a foreign ATM, you get taxed on your own bread. That's why every month you got to pay fees. That's why if you die and all these people got access to your bank account that you owe, they're going to take all your money. We're living in debt, which means we are living in hell. You call it a debit card, but really it's a debt card. And what they say, America is in debt, trillions and trillions of dollars. So we all in debt. So that's why I say ain't nobody really rich like that. We all broke. It's just that some of us are better broker than others. You get it? Better broker. Some people, they just better off than others, but they still broke. So they saying that man died with under $1,000 on him, and his family wants to leech off him. And we know that man had to have at least a lot of valuables worth something. We know that man was not all the way broke. We know that's cap. But at the same time, in society-wise, as far as his credentials and what he had in paper, he could be broke. That's all I'm saying. That's right. Yeah, you might have to catch the replay. You might have to catch the replay, Miss Deja. But I will say this, that he died broken in debt and less than $1,000 in the bank. And his family wants to start a GoFundMe. We don't know it's for the right reasons. 9 times out of 10, the family will consider you broke because they want a piece. They want to profit off your death. And we know we live in a time now where people do profit off your death. Your own family members will use your name for clout. And look, they said they needed money for the funeral. The funeral was $2,000, $3,000. They done scraped up, $18,000, $20,000. They get that bread and break that up and then get low on you. You know what I'm saying? People been profiting off people's death the past couple of years, especially during the pandemic. Let's be real. That's how it go. So when you don't got no money to leave your family when you die, they're gonna say you was broke. That's just how it go. And we do know sometimes some men got to set up. I'm gonna be real. Some men got to set up that when they die, their money might go to a specific person that you don't even know about. And that's how the family think the family think they was broke. We know what happened in a lot of our family. Uncle in my family he had a lot of money, passed away. Money went to his side piece. Barely Nathan went to his wife and his kids. He just, because in his mind, his kids was a piece of, you know what? They wasn't worth leaving nothing behind, because he felt like they was foul, and he didn't leave them nothing. He just left them what he left them, but his big bag and his big money, he left to one of his side pieces. We know that happens all the time. But on paper, you know, the family would say that man died broke, but really his money went somewhere totally different that they had no knowledge of. And they mad because they didn't have nothing to break up when he was dead. So this goes on a lot. Oh, that's a fact, Nicole. The funeral homes have been flourishing since the pandemic. And I always said you gotta be a certain type of person even working a funeral home. Let's be real. For you to be able to dress up bodies on a regular basis, man, your heart gotta be cold. You gotta be on a certain level to work around dead bodies. Think about it. Some people work in a hospital where life is born, and the opposite of that coin is what? Working in a funeral home, putting bodies in the grave. Nurses, doctors usually have good hearts, good spirits. And I'm pretty sure some of them people in the funeral home have foul spirits. Or they probably bring some of them foul spirits to their crib. Some of them families are probably haunted families. And if you're into that and you listen to the show, I'm just talking, that's it. All right. But I do know it's very possible if you work in a funeral home and you always working around death, I'm pretty sure a lot of time those spirits can get on your ass and you bring them home in your life. Because the opposite of life is death. And when you're always working around death, you can bring that death around you. And a lot of people that work in funeral home, they don't have no life. And they do got a certain heart because guess what? They make their money off people dying. So I'm it might be times they might be praying for people to die. We don't know that because that's how they make their money. It's a funeral home not right down the street. Big Benz, big Cadillac, the new Cadillac, hearses, all that. Benz just parked all outside from the people that own the funeral home, and they black too. Get into the bag. Why? Because niggas die every day. Man, that's bags forever. That's always gonna be money when a nigga die. And they make a lot of money. So some of them, they really do respect their craft, and they do like to see people leave off the earth in their best form before they leave. And there's some people that get into that business just to make a lot of money and profit off of other people's death and misery, and live a rich, lavish life off people's death. The same thing, this is what I learned a long time ago. When we hear about people that smoke embalming fluid and all that, where you think that stuff come from? A lot of times, allegedly, these funeral homes be selling embalming fluid out the back door, and that's how I get on the street. A lot of funeral home services are grimy, and they sell the embalming fluid to make a lot of money on the side. Because guess what? When the bodies ain't dying, they got to make their money out the back door. It's called embalming fluid. It's called dip. It's called that water. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Dust juice. That come from the funeral home. And that's why the people that smoke it walk around like zombies. Man, it's a science behind all of this. What's a zombie? What's a mummy? What is not a mummy, a body that they preserved in Egypt that they put the embalming fluid in and it's half dead, half alive? What's a human being walking around smoking dust? He is a zombie. He's half dead, half alive. His brain is half dead because he's smoking something that goes in dead bodies. So this man becomes half dead, half alive. He becomes a zombie. That's why most people that smoke water, whatever you want to call it, Sherm, PCP, those dudes are, you know, they become zombies. And they do foul stuff. And I'm just saying, those are sometimes they take their own life, jump off, it don't matter. They do a crazy stuff because they have dead, half alive. But it comes from the funeral home. That's how they make their side bread. All right, allegedly. Also, don't forget, they also say that Mr. Kevin Samuels, they say he died of a heart attack. Allegedly, they're saying that man died of OD. But the point is, they said he was having a romantic encounter, or he could have been tricking. I don't know. But they say he was with a Caucasian woman. And that was a smack in the face, allegedly, to all the black women. Allegedly, And who's to say that this woman didn't bring him a party pack? And that's how he got dealt with. Because sometimes the only way for you to get dealt with is you got to bring that person around you. The same thing I always say. Sometimes in order for the devil to touch you, you literally got to bring him in. You bring the devil into your home. You bring the devil into your life. You did it. And sometimes that's your death or your downfall. So if it is true that this man passed away from a promiscuous Caucasian woman and they was, turning up, then that's something he brought on himself. Or this woman could have been sent to do what she did. We don't know. We're not here to play detective. All we saying is the report saying that they saying is basically trying to say this man died broke, high on drugs, and he was a hypocrite. And this is what they basically saying about him. So it is what it is. I know I spent a lot of time on this, but we had to get into it and other things. That's right. Royce Madison said Red Bull drinks, and now honey did him in. Yeah, people don't know Red Bulls can give you heart attacks. I know a person that died from Red Bull, drinking too much Red Bull. Yep. Red Bulls can take you out because they throw off the heart, they throw off your heartbeat rate. Because instead of you having natural energy, getting natural rest, getting that, you're always using fake energy to keep your energy going, which makes your heart burn fast. And after a while, a whole lot of time of using Red Bull, your heart rate and your pulse becomes off balance. That's why when you can't get a Red Bull, you feel real down. And when you turn up on, and the more you drink them, you need more and more and more and more to even feel it. Your heart rate, your whole body is thrown off. And that's why a lot of time people that drink a lot of Red Bull, they do catch heart attacks and they do die. And I know people that caught heart attacks or Red Bull in their 30s. I know people that had strokes or Red Bull. It was in the military and was healthy. But what is really healthy if you're living off Red Bull? So my point is, Red Bull throws your body off course. And who's to say half the people that pass away? Hey, I call it cocaine in a can. To me, Red Bull is Molly in a can. You dig? It's just that's a legal drink. You go buy at the store, you think it's legal, but the whole time you don't even know that you're drinking Red Bull to sustain yourself the same way people that do cocaine try to do to stay up all night. Or people that do Adderall try to take this finish their schoolwork. And speaking on that, y'all saw the story. If you didn't, some kids on campus passed away at Ohio State from popping fake Adderall pills. So the fatty is in everything. As far as you know, fentanyl is in Red Bull. You don't know that because you don't even know what's the key ingredient that make you turn up. That ain't no damn caffeine making you do that. But like they say, you could sell anybody in America they death if you make it look right. You give it the right promotion, you make it look good, people will purchase their own death. And that's what happened. So for the person that said that allegedly Kevin Samuels could have passed the Red Bull, whatever, it could be very true. You dig? It could be very true. So some people, they try to use some dudes will try to use Red Bull to have sex. But really, that's fake energy. It's not going to work. That's right. That's why they say Red Bull gives you wings. That's right, Rondell. That's a fact. Yeah, I remember Dave Chappelle did that skit a long time ago, cocaine in a can. That's why I be joking on that. Cocaine in a can. That's Red Bull all day. So that's why you'll see Red Bull 2 for $5. Red Bull 2 cases for $20. They sell it like drugs. And some people, y'all all know, they keep a Red Bull in their hand. Man, them niggas on drugs. It's just called Red Bull. But you don't know what's in that for real, for real. I call it Molly juice. That's it. That's a fact. So it is what it is. It's all toxic. It's all the toxic. That's what I'm saying. Put it like this. It's still you drank Red Bull too much. You're gonna throw your whole out. You're gonna throw your whole body off. Your whole alkalineness of your body is gonna be thrown off, and your heart rate, all that shit just gonna be out of whack. Your brain don't know if you sleep, you're tired, and your body gets thrown out of whack. And people catch strokes from Red Bulls and do catch heart attacks. So that's a fact. So This is also part of what's been killing a lot of Americans. Also, too much Red Bull, it lowers your immune system. So that's why you'll see they always promoting Red Bull. Every store got a big either they got their own refrigerator or they got a big section in the store strictly for Red Bull. And Red Bull do give you wings. And sometimes it could be the wrong wings. You know what I'm saying? Or Red Bull can sometimes be the thing that get your ass out of here. And you get a set of wings on your back. Especially if you're mixing it with other stuff. But that's that. So I know I spend a lot of time on Kevin Samuels, but we had to talk about that. Episode 168. I'm live back. I'm laid back today. I'm chilling. You there? Hopefully everybody chilling, enjoying their day. Hopefully everybody's going to eat good, relax. You know, do what you do. Keep your energy up. Keep your head up. That's it, man. Don't be depressed. Even if you don't got your mother, don't be depressed if you're not a mother. You know what I'm saying? Because understand today is really about Mother Nature. That's really what it's about. That's the big mother. That's the OG mother. You know what I'm saying? Mother Earth. Know that. So, also, moving right along with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle spoke to his attacker after it happened. You know, after they put hands and feet on him. Y'all remember? And they turned, and I told you they turned that man into chicken wing. They said that man's name was Isaiah Lee, but now they calling him Isaiah Lee Chicken Wing. Because that man's arms was so twisted, man. He looked like, man, he was mangled in a car accident. But I'm just joking. They don't call him Chicken Wing. I call him Chicken Wing. But this man had a conversation with Dave Chappelle. Now let's check this out. Don't forget, I'm gonna get into the other part. Now check it out. Check this out. Boom. So they saying that, you know, that Tuesday night, shortly after the alleged attack, they say just before the man was hauled off, you know, after he attacked Dave Chappelle, got beat up bad. They say that right before he was hauled off by the police, Chappelle went up and was talking to the man. And Chappelle claims that Isaiah Lee told him that the attack was all about getting attention. He said he was trying to get attention for his grandmother, who had been forced out of her neighborhood due to gentrification. That's what he said. He said he wanted to get attention for his grandmother because his grandmother had been forced out of her neighborhood due to gentrification. Now we're going to look at this plenty of ways. Some people feel like this was a ritual. Some people feel like this man was just a lunatic. We got to break this down because that's what I'm going to do. My opinion. Now, let's keep in mind who was there. People like Kim Kardashian was there. We know Chris Rock came up on the stage. P. Diddy and them was there. Now, a couple of days before that, they was just at Met Gala in New York. So they went from New York back to Cali. People don't know this all week been ritual week leading up to this day. But that we never hear no there. But Kim Kardashian was there. Celebrities. High caliber celebrities. They said it was 70,000 people there. It was also being filmed for Netflix called Netflix is a Joke. Front row seat. So the question is, how did this man get in with a knife? Okay. Say he did sneak the knife in. How the hell this man get to sit up so close amongst all the celebrities when it's a rich event? But this the kicker. He claims he wanted to get attention for his grandmother who's been forced to move. So basically he's saying his grandmother was poor. So if your grandmother was poor, how the hell you get money to come into a show like this and sit front row? See, don't make sense. That's how they tell on themselves. We also know this is the same man that made a song called David Chappelle in 2020, Standing on a Police Car. But I understand how they speak in signs and symbols and riddles. He was allegedly mad because his grandmother was being forced out of her neighborhood due to gentrification. Okay, what they got to do with David Chappelle? Oh, you wanted attention? Why you just jumped out on David Chappelle? I also know they are sending the message that a lot of our grandmothers are going to be forced out of their home due to gentrification. That's happening right now. One of the biggest tricks of gentrification is what? Reverse mortgages. I learned about reverse mortgages a couple years ago. Somebody broke it down to me. I even heard my peoples talking about it, right? Reverse mortgages is basically a way for the banks to get the home back that your people work so hard to get. They work hard to get these homes, and instead of leaving it to you and us, it goes back to the bank. It goes back to someone else. And they tricked a lot of our elders, a lot of our grandmothers, grandfathers, a lot of our elders got tricked to get reverse mortgages because they this I'm gonna be just straight blunt with it. Basically, you know how the past couple of years a lot of us been wilding out in these streets. You know how you and your brothers and sisters can't get along. You know how your aunts and uncles don't get along. You know how your uncle a crackhead, your aunt a crackhead, your daddy alcohol. You know how all these broken families. So a lot of the elders, they got scared and they said, you know what, we can't leave them nothing. If we leave them the house, they're gonna be fighting and killing each other over the house. And Johnny, he smoked anyway, so we leave him the house, he ain't gonna do nothing but smoke it up. So we're gonna just get a reverse mortgage. That's what a lot of our families did. And they really sold out, but they got tricked into thinking that our generations was not going to do the right thing by these cribs. So they said, over my dead body, I'm not leaving you nothing. I'm going to get a reverse mortgage on this home. And that was also the number one ingredient to trick people out of their home to what you see now called what? Regentrification. Gentrification, whatever you want to call it. Basically called remixing the hood. All right? Your people moving out, somebody else moving in. Because your people got tricked to get their house back. Your people could have owned the whole block, but all of them sold their property or gave it back to the bank. Some people got tricked in a word called crime. That's why you'll see in history, all of our best neighborhoods, they specifically let go down with crime. Why you think crime started going to the suburbs? The suburbs were supposed to be for people that made it out the hood to go to the suburbs so they can raise their kids in a better environment. But what they happen? What they do? They started letting remember, let's break it down. And they even showed this episode on Good Times yesterday when I was chilling about how how it was the black family that made it out the hood and they didn't want their daughter to date JJ, and the father of the rich kid had a conversation with James of the poor kid, JJ, and he was saying, I don't want my daughter dating your son basically because he's poor in the hood. And then JJ and Florida's basically saying, just because my son is in the hood does not mean he's nothing. And then the other man was like, well, basically, only a few gonna make it out. And I didn't make it this far to come back. And they was breaking down how, yeah, you might have left the hood, but you can't turn your back on people in the hood. And I agree with that part. But my point is, it was showing us in the 70s how black people was trying to make it out the hood. So this has been trending late 60s, late 70s. Black people trying to make it out the hood and go where? To the suburbs. So the powers that be, they've been learned that what? Black people are always going to make money. They're always going to go wherever they want. They're going to do the same things we do. So when they ran to the suburbs, we ran to the suburbs. We ran to the suburbs. What they doing? Running back downtown to the hood. But when we started running to the suburbs and we started really having things, raising our kids right, our kids growing up with stuff, they put drugs in the suburbs too. Now you work hard your whole life, but guess what? Your kid on drugs now. Your son, your daughter is a fiend. And guess what? Now crime is going up in the suburbs now. And what happened? Now they start moving from the so-called white people. They start moving from the suburbs and left you in the suburbs with the crime now. You got the high expensive property with the high mortgage, but niggas still getting shot in front of your house and around the corner. So now they remixing it and they going back downtown into the city. Now let's look at every downtown now. Now the downtown is more safe. This is what let's break it down in New York. This is why now Harlem might be more safer than Long Island. But Long Island was a place where people that went to seek safety and a peace of mind. But now Long Island might be worse than Harlem. Because the people in Harlem walking around, walking their dogs, jogging, because they played switcheroo. and they tricked you to get a reverse mortgage on your home. So therefore, your kids won't have nothing. This is what happened to us. This is why a lot of us, we're not getting no house left. That's why I said you got to go back in history. I bet you somebody in your family owned a house. Your grandmother, somebody in your family was owning property, houses, or businesses. And what they left to you? What you gonna get? Now, before you, don't forget, you got your mom, there's somebody over you that was supposed to get it, then it was supposed to come to you, but you'll see all the generations got shut down because your parent might have been a damn knucklehead. And you know what they said? I ain't leaving them nothing. Therefore, they left the grandkids nothing. Therefore, that's why we got to fend for ourselves right now, because they ain't leave us nothing. And a lot of our parents or great grandparents, they did sell out. And some of them got tricked. They didn't know. They signed reverse mortgages, but little do they know that mean, okay, grandma, your grandkids ain't gonna have nothing. That's why to this day, what we do, we still gotta fight for somewhere to live. We heard about what? The homeless epidemic. Now, let's go back to the 60s and 70s. Was there a homeless epidemic? Let's go back before that. The civil rights era. Remember when black people had to stay to themselves, only colored could drink here, white people drink here? Was it a homeless epidemic then? No. Why? Because black people had their own. And if you didn't have it, your own people would help you. And we did not believe at seeing our people messed up on the street. So the homeless epidemic is more now than before, because now we're really less homeowners than before. But we think everybody back in the days was old and stupid and they was dumb and they ain't know nothing. We so smart, but we the ones that don't have shit. They the ones that have 4th grade educations but was owning homes. See? Some of our grandparents made it. I know my grandmother, one of them, to buy a house off of being a nurse aide. My grandfather was a construction worker, low education. Came to New York from Georgia as a youngster. Grandmother came to New York as a youngster. See, I know my New York history. And when they met each other, and they used to live, first they used to live in East New York under the train station, grinding with nothing. They was living in Bed-Stuy with nothing, grinding. But when they got their money right, they went to Jamaica, Queens, and bought their first house. See, I know my history. And then I can see throughout the years how they try to swindle my grandmother out of a house in Queens. And that house to this day is worth probably $1 million. They did this to all our families. A lot of our people own them brownstones. When you see the Bill Cosby cribs and all that, when you see Clinton Hill, when you see Bed-Stuy and Brown, man, our peoples lived in them homes. Those are our cribs. But now, once they tore the hood down, made it get bad and vicious, now those same cribs our families lived in are what? Worth $1 million, 1.5. My people are from originally Bed-Stuy, Quincy, Nostrand Ave. Back in the day, when you just had Harlem and you just had Bed-Stuy, that's it. That's where all the black people was at. Go out there now and watch what you're gonna see. Watch how much that property now. And a lot of our families grew up right there. $1 million, $1 trillion, $1 billion neighborhoods now. But our people got tricked to leave. Our people left the South to come to the North, and then when they boosted that crime rate, they tricked our people from up north to run back down south. This happened everywhere. Chicago, New York, Detroit. You know what I'm saying? The peoples back in the day left the South to go up north, but then when all these up north cities got crazy, because remember, they ran us up north to use us to work in all the factories, build all the buildings, put all the work in. Then once we started getting our cribs from our good jobs, they started making the hood go bad, and they dropped this thing called crack. And crack was the demolition rock that destroyed the whole neighborhood. Crack rock was the boulder or the chemical warfare they used to destroy all of our neighborhoods. So our peoples that left the South to go up north was getting money, but when crack came, the neighborhoods was doing bad. Our people started doing bad. Kids getting hooked on drugs. So a lot of families from up north had to run back down south. This is a game they played. Because whenever they wanted us to go to a certain location, they would literally steer us like sheep. Crime is a device used to make people move. Period. That's right. Oh, talk about it, Rondell. Those cribs start at $3 million now. That's what I'm saying. My peoples came up in Bed-Stuy, stuff like that. when them neighborhoods was all black and all families got along. And when you hear about the stories of remember you heard about the communities and the tribes, how your next door neighbor would spank you up or look out for you. They was really like that. That was a real community. And everybody was so-called poor. Nobody had nothing. But now those same neighborhoods, you're going to see that people are removed and now they're worth billions of dollars, millions of dollars. And now they make it where you can't own no store because your rent might be $30,000 a month. Because I told you on the last day, they're going to kill you with money. They're not going to use bullets on you. They're going to kill you with this new world we in. They're going to kill you through finances. What's good? What's good, my G? What's good? The Tiago Show. What's up? They're going to kill you through finances. That's how they doing it. They don't need no pistol. Finances shall kill you in the last day. If you don't got no, if you ain't got your money right, you ain't trying to get it right, each and every day you digging your own ditch. And then when they pull that rug from under you, you ain't going to have nothing to stand on. That's why they trying to rock us to sleep. That's why you're going to see why they're not going to give us nothing else. They want you to be asleep. So when they hit that switch, you so far deep in a hole, you can't even get out. That's what they doing. They already stole out. They already took out. They already destroyed our whole ancestry. They already took our financial wealth. They took it from who? They took it from your grandmother, your granddad. Your grandmother and granddad work hard. Y'all know that. Your great-grandmother, great-grandfather, I mean, they work hard to get everything they had. They kept money in the stash. But now remember, back then our people kept cash. They kept money in the stash. They wasn't broke. They was playing broke. So you got to understand the game. Just like now, if I said it earlier, if I had a duffel bag, let's say I had a duffel bag, right, with 50,000, 100,000 in that duffel bag, and I buried it in a backyard somewhere. And I only told one person about it. Now everybody else, when I die, they're gonna think I was broke. But they ain't know I had money stashed somewhere that I left to only one person. Well, our people were the same way back then. They kept money in the stash and they lived broke, but they really had it. Our ancestors had it. You dig? So that's why they had to destroy the family tree. And now you see that what? We don't have nothing. We still pay rent. We pay high extra rent. We really supposed to be having a property left to us, paying taxes on it. Everything that was laid out for us throughout the generations, they took it away from us. The number two tools they used against us, the number two warfare they used against the so-called urban family to destroy it from within is crack cocaine and hip-hop music. Those were the two things that came into all of our households, and you cannot lie. Hip-hop music, crack cocaine. This was the formula they used in the 80s. That's why the number one music in the 80s was bass. Music back then had more bass in it. And what did they call smoking crack rock? Freebasing. And then when you're dealing with the bass, that's a whole nother conversation. The bass got to do with how your melanin reacts. That's why black people got turned out more on crack, because the chemical they put into the crack latched on the people with melanin more, and the people on melanin got more turned out on crack cocaine because they knew that bass would affect you. The same way the bass in music affect you, they knew that the bass in the crack would affect you, because your body's on a certain frequency and a certain megahertz. That's why they went into that laboratory and they came up with a chemical formula called crack that was going to destroy everybody. And it did, and it worked. And guess what? A lot of our families have not been the same since crack cocaine. Because remember, drugs been out. Y'all know that. Weed been out. Even heroin been out. A lot of them drugs been out. But even cocaine been out. But that crack was different. Crack was the first drug you could smoke and lose it all in 1 week. Crack was one of the first drugs that made people steal from all their family members. Like really, really steal. Crack had mothers losing their kids. It was crack. Crack made a lot of y'all, God forbid, I know y'all woke up messed up. I mean, I know a lot of y'all, y'all ain't had y'all. I'm telling you, a lot of that was because of crack. Crack destroyed us. Crack made it where the people could knock on your door and just take all y'all. Because why? She back there smoking crack. And then you had mothers that was smoking crack, and they was having more and more kids because that boosted up their monthly income to buy more crack. Crack destroyed everything. I seen it with my own eyes. And then we got to an age where we was selling crack and we was getting money. We all was working for the devil at one point. So I know what I was doing. That's why I said we was dealing with demonic behavior, but we ain't know no better. We thought we was getting money. But the whole time we all was destroying we was destroying everything. We was, man, that's the stuff I be talking about being ashamed of. When you selling crack to your own family members, you dig? But you a teenager, you don't know no better. You just want that bread. And what we say, well, they gonna get it for somebody, might as well get it from me. See that devilish demonic thinking? Yup, I used to think like that. Because it's all about the money. So that's why I don't care about money. Now I don't gotta chase money. I chase the money. I chased the money as a teenager. But that was selling out, that was doing the devil's work, and that's how we destroyed our own family. We didn't just destroy our own family. All this was a plan. Remember, let's go back to the war on drugs. The war on drugs was actually them promoting the drugs. The first time a lot of people seen crack rock was when George Bush showed it on TV. He showed that big bag of crack rock. I'm thinking in my mind, when you see that video now, you'll be like, yo, where the hell did he get all that crack from? And then you'll see, I'm going to show you something. The same time he went on TV and showed that crack rock, the same time New Jack City came out with Nino Brown. And that whole movie was to promote crack cocaine. And everybody ran to the movie to see it at that time. And a lot of us know we was young. That was really one of the first bootleg movies too, New Jack City. But we first seen the crack rock. When I first seen a big chunk of crack, man, that was George Bush showing it on TV in a bag. And then, like I say, then you had New Jack City come out. So, man, crack was, man, I'm telling you, man. But the whole time, that was a warfare they was using against us. The whole time. Now, fast forward years later, what's the new fentanyl? That's the new thing that's going to take everybody out. Because the thing of that is what? A little bit too much, you out of here. They say the tip of a lead pencil. All you need is a tip of that pencil. And your ass gone. You feel me? So, chemical warfare. That's what they're doing right now. Only difference is now, guess what? A lot of us don't really own nothing. And the people that live in houses, they still paying on them. And the people that got the house that's paid, they paying hella taxes on them, struggling still. You don't own nothing. Back in the day, when we seen all those crack houses, what you think those crack houses was? Some of those were the houses that your people used to own. And when they left the hood or whatever, they started selling crack out of them, aka a trap house. A lot of trap, for people that been around, a lot of the trap houses was a lot of the houses that our peoples did own. That's why certain blocks got turned abandoned, and they call them bandos. Because our people lost them cribs, and then the younger generation started trapping out the same cribs that our elders lost, trap houses. And then we became trapped in those houses. We became trapped in the hood, and that's why nobody never really made a successful life off selling drugs ever. That's why selling drugs is played out. Because it's proven facts that nobody has never made it to a certain level of a major person in life off of selling drugs. That was just something they gave niggas to occupy themselves, to make them think they're getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was selling drugs to get a new couch. Niggas was selling drugs for all the wrong reasons. My point is, all the drugs, we could put every big drug dealer in America together that was from the hood, put them all together. What did they do for us? Where did they get us? Nowhere. So we already know that drugs was nothing but a big pacifier that you give to a baby. That's why when you stressed and you going through it, you want to get high because you need your pacifier in your mouth. It's called the blunt. It's called a bottle of liquor. That is your pacifier when you're grown because you're still a baby. These are all things they already knew about us. That's why they said we are a childlike people. We little kids. And they don't respect us. And they already know when you want to shut them up, all you got to do is pacify them. Get them some drugs, give them a couple dollars, and make them feel good. And every once in a while, you give them a fake-ass leader that's going to say some good stuff, put them to sleep like a baby. Get it? You know how baby get put to sleep? Man, that's why every now and then they're going to give you a fake-ass leader to put your ass back to sleep. Shut up, nigga. You're going to take these drugs. You're going to listen to this fake-ass leader. We're going to give you a little money, and now you're going to leave us alone. And here's a little bit of entertainment on the side, nigga, because y'all ain't nothing but children anyway. This how they treat people. They give you pacifiers. But when you look up, you have nothing. So this is the trick they play. But really nowadays, we play it on ourselves because we should already know this game. We already know how this game ends. But that's what it is. So I'm getting into these things, and I know I'm going on and on, but this is what it is. We got to understand these things that what? We got to make the changes, period. We got to do it. And when you do it as first, it starts within you. Then you got to work on the hearts of others around you. And everything that doesn't want to change, it has to be destroyed. Meaning you have to get rid of it. You have to cut it off. But a lot of us, we like to indulge in everything that's not good. And then when something is good, we want to run from it. And then when it's all said and done, then we want to complain. That's why we don't get nowhere. But my point is, I know I went into a whole thing. But that's a method to my madness that the man that rushed Dave Chappelle claims he did that because his grandmother, you know, basically lost her home for regentrification. But I already know these are cold signs and symbols that really they're trying to say we're facing that right now. Because my point is, how could your grandmother been poor, nigga, and you are in a comedy show with high all A-level celebrities, and you're sitting in the front row? Who are you playing with? You in there with Kim Kardashian, Chris Rock, all of them, Puffy, and you in there, you talking about you did this because your grandmother was broke? No. And how you get in there with the gun? The fake gun and the knife. You got in there with a fake gun and a knife. You sit in front row, but your grandmother broke. You ain't making no sense. And then again, what David Chappelle got to do with it? Then again, oh, you did make a song called David Chappelle in 2020. So we know somebody playing games. But David Chappelle allegedly spoke to this man. Because let's keep it real. We know, look, we know for a fact them tickets to that show had to be a whole lot of money. So if your grandmother's getting put out, your grandmother's doing bad, nigga. When you have gave your grandmother that money instead of going to the show, jumping at Dave Chappelle, well now, nigga, that's why you got broke arms. Because it don't even make no sense. And then some of us also feel like he could have been a victim of MK Ultra. And he could have been a weirdo sent to do the job. We don't know that. All I'm just saying is we got to look at all angles. But either way, this is what's going on in the world. So gentrification is real. It's going on at a constant rate, and it's not going to stop no time soon. We already went into the reports of how some people rent have actually went up tremendously. Landlords have been adding $700, $800 extra to new leases. So they forcing people out. That's that. Also, I know I've been going a little too long, but the next thing I got to talk about, we're going to talk about Wendy Williams real quick because she is on the screen, right? She on the screen, and she claims she only got $2. That's what she's saying. She recently sat down with Fat Joe and had an interview with Fat Joe and claims, unfortunately, I only have $2. Now, for those that don't know, Sherri Shepherd is hosting her show. She basically jacked her show right now, and they say that Wendy was throwing shots saying she don't watch it, things like that. And she said, Wendy said she will not be tuning in. She also says that she will be coming back to her show. She didn't say what day, she didn't say when, but she said she will be coming back. And Wendy says she loves to be on her own show and people love to watch it. But my point of speaking on Wendy Williams is this woman still cannot touch her own bank account. She still cannot spend her own money. And I know when she says she only got $2, I know she being funny. I know she got more than that. But she still cannot access her Wells Fargo account. So back to what I was just saying with the whole rundown and the ramble about what I was saying. Look at all the work she put in, all the things she accomplished, all the money she got. And now today she's just like us because she can't even touch her own bread. Because I told you, when you base your life on their platform, they can take it from you and you will be left back to ground zero. So that's why I told you nobody's better than nobody. But some people think because of what they got, it makes them better than somebody else. I don't care if you think you know it all. You ain't better than nobody else. I don't care if you think you got it all. And guess what, nigga? You ain't got all the answers. Because if you had the answers, nigga, you'll be doing better than what you're doing. That's why I said people are always trying to convince you. They're always trying to stir you in a certain direction when they can't even direct their own ship. Their whole life is in shambles, and then they always trying to tell you something that really you don't even want to hear. That's why some people always focusing on public opinion and trying to stir the people in certain direction. But in reality, public opinion means nothing. That's why it's called what? Public, and it's called what? Private. What goes on in the public has nothing to do with my private life, so I don't care about public opinion. The same way a video, I could put it on private, I could put it on public. I tune people out my life the same way. I don't care about what's going on in the public because the public has an opinion and everybody got one. The public is also like a porno movie. It's a bunch of filth. So that's why it's about one's own peace of mind, and that's called what? Your privacy. And you have to protect your privacy because that's what it's all about. And your privacy is your money. That's your business. Wendy Williams spent the whole life gossiping about other people. What's gossiping? Bearing false witness. So being that she lived the whole life gossiping and bearing false witness and exposing people, now she's broke and has nothing. And maybe let's think about it. Maybe if she wasn't slandering half of them people, a lot of people would have broke bread with her and say, look, Wendy, take this 10,000 and pay me back when you get it. Take this 50,000, take this 100,000, pay me back when you get your money back, girl. No. She made so many enemies in her last day, nobody's going to come to her defense. That's how it worked. So when she says she only got $2, I know she's being funny, but at the same time, I understand the fact that she cannot touch her assets. She cannot go in that account because they say she's what? She's crazy. They label her as a lunatic, a loon ball. And allegedly a cokehead. Exactly, Queen of Detroit. Wendy Williams was allegedly a cokehead, an alleged lunatic with a TV show. You got niggas online, lunatics, cokeheads, all type of heads. They got a YouTube channel. No difference. It's no difference. But these are the people that drown in their own misery, their own suffering. And when it's all said and done, guess what? They don't even profit off none of the stuff they did or been doing. Nothing at all. So we don't care about how many episodes she made, how many shows she made, how much tea she spilled. Right now, she has nothing. Or she got somebody telling her what she could do. The same way I told you half the niggas that get online and slander and talk. They're the main niggas, they're not even monetized. They're nobody. They don't even benefit off what they do. When it's all over with, they shall be left with nothing. And I'm not just talking about the internet. I'm talking about their real life. They will be left with nothing. So that's why I'm saying, don't end up like Wendy Williams and you think you sitting on the top of your high horse and you got it all and you the shit. And then when it's all said and done, you crying because you can't touch your own bread and you can't even do nothing for yourself. And a lot of times, people like this, they get lined up for their so-called help. You see, when these celebrities get to a certain power, they put people around you to catch you up. They are the spies. When you are a celebrity, what's the spy? The publicist, your accountant. Those are the ones that's spying on you. Going back, telling everything you're doing. Like I told you before, that's why these people of a certain level, they can't go back to the hood. They can't give out no money because the accountant gonna say, no, we don't think that's a good idea. You spend too much money. You need to put this money into this investment. You don't need to give $1 million to the hood. Get it? And then if you do give money to the hood behind the scenes, the publisher's gonna snitch on you. These are people they put around you. They're called what? Handlers. Y'all heard about the handler. Who's the handler? That's the one that watch you for the boss. That's the one that tell you what to do, not to do, and snitch on you. They call them advisors. They call them assistants, all of that. But those are the ones that do you in. You're a celebrity. That's why when you get to a certain amount of money, you stay by yourself. You don't need none of that. I don't need no help. I don't need none of that. But when you're in that $100 million bracket, they're going to make you have an accountant. They're going to make you have a personal assistant. They're going to make you have a stylist. Now, since when you need somebody to teach you how to dress? That's a stylist. Get paid off your ass or telling you what to put on, what not to put on. And you got to listen to them. Because they know the fashion, allegedly. But those are the spies. Get it? That's how it works. Also, you get to a certain level, what else they do? You get to a certain level, they give you security. But that security guard is really a spy. Because that security guard know everything you do. Know how you sleep, where you went at, who see you, who you talk to. The security guard be spies too. Don't get it twisted. They be the #1 spies too, them security guards. They know it all. That's why we heard a story about Lil Wayne had to pull a chop out on one of his security guards in his house, talking out of pocket. You dig? Taking pictures of him while he sleep, taking pictures of him unauthorized, and sending Lil Wayne pictures behind his back. Because sometimes the fucking security guard be spies too. And that's why I understand why Lil Wayne had to pull that chop out on his own security guard because that nigga was playing too much. The security guards be the spy. That's why when you make it to a certain level, you got to have your family around your back. Or sometimes you got to watch your own ass, and it's called going to the range and learn the target practice and watch your own back. Because guess what? You're not secure if somebody else is securing your back. Because what happened if something happened? If something happened to them, then what's going to happen to you? Okay, you pay the security guards that watch your back. What you going to do when they run? See, these are rules of the street. These rules of reality. Yeah, you got security guard, but your security guard pussy. They're going to get shot down with you. So what you got, what you paying them for anyway? And 9 times out of 10, ain't no security guard dying for no other man. They're going to run. And their whole job is really to spy on you and ain't really to save your life. They're going to save that bag if they can, but they already know the company got insurance on your ass if you die anyway. So that's how I go. It's a dirty game. But Wendy Williams is broke and she can't get her money out of Wells Fargo. And oh well, I guess that's her fault. And it just shows you that there's nobody looking out for. Also, Brittany Griner from the WNBA, they say she's been in jail for 72 days. Now it's bug. Y'all see how fast that time fly. We spoke on that story a long time ago. This woman is still in jail in Russia. They in harsh conditions. She's been locked up for 72 days for marijuana. Allegedly. She still ain't home and nobody still ain't fighting for her rights. So let's be real, if nobody's going to fight for Brittany Griner and she got, she's of a certain level, what make you think somebody going to fight for you? It's not going to happen. That's all I'm saying. But look how fast also them 72 days been flying. Let's think about it. Them 72 days have flew. Let's be real. So it's just showing you that life is passing us by. Because we sat and watched a woman in jail for 72 days and she still ain't home. And she's suffering and she got a wife. She got somebody that love her waiting for her. You know what I'm saying? She probably had her own weed at the crib and she locked up in Russia. And nobody ain't saying nothing. Some people say they use her for a pawn. Some people say they use her for a prisoner of war, using her for a token. And just so happens she's a melanated black woman. So it just shows you what time it is. But anyway, I'm not, I've been going into a lot of different things. I'm about to get off here in a minute. But I'm going to talk about this last topic. And this topic is a lot of topics I got to touch on, man. But this the last. Also, I'm going to just throw this out there. They found a yellow brick road under the water. Yes, they did. They found a yellow brick road. Y'all can Google this. The yellow brick road found underwater off the ridges of Hawaii. And they saying that this yellow brick road is actually the road to Atlantis. A lot of people don't understand Atlantis was real. Yes, it was. They say Atlantis was a city of gold. And they say that's where our ancestors come from. And that's where all the riches is at. All the gold. And Atlantis sits off of the coast. And we also know that Atlantis was very close to America. And for those that don't know, America really had all of the gold. America, from North America to South America, this where all the gold was at, not just Africa. Most of the gold was right here. That's why when they found out all the gold was here, they pillaged everything. And then we heard about so-called Atlantis being sunk. Or did they cover it? Or did natural disasters destroy it or cover it? Either way, they found a yellow brick road under the waters of Hawaii, and they said that is the road that leads to Atlantis. You heard about the yellow brick road, and you heard about it in The Wizard of Oz. They were showing you the science of your history. But a yellow brick road has been found. You can Google it. I've seen it myself. And they said they're doing expeditions, and they saying this is a yellow brick road that leads to Atlantis. And people that be on these studies know it's many underground cities. From ancient history, our ancestors used to live at. Even up until this day, I've seen stories. I was reading certain things about how even down south in certain parts. Look, we heard about what? Even in New York City, it's a particular shopping center, and under it is dead black people. The shopping center is built on top of dead black people that were slaves in the North. Some people don't believe it was slaves in the North. Yes, it was. My point is, it was a graveyard in Staten Island, and to this day, a shopping center sits on top. I've also seen stories. You can Google everything I'm saying. You got certain lakes that are man-made all over America, down south, Midwest, man-made lakes, where these are actually used to be black towns, black cities that they let the water take, cover it up. To this day, you might be on there boating, fishing, and you don't even know it's an underground town under there that was around in the 1800s, 1700s. All your people stay right out there, and they let the lake cover it up. America is very wicked. That's right, Central Park. That's right, Alphamere, Central Park as well. Y'all heard about Central Park? Y'all heard about Central Park? Why you think in Central Park they got what? A piece of Egypt there. That pillar that sits in Central Park is one of the same pillars that's from Egypt itself. And Central Park is a spiritual park because anywhere where melanated people used to be, they use that for their energy. That's why when we talk about them coming back to the hood, guess what? They also come back to the hood to leech off your energy. Nothing they do works without you. You are the energy they feed off of. And that's why you also are the scapegoat. They need you around. You think a bus is in your neighborhood to help you move around? No. The bus is in your neighborhood to help you get to their businesses so they can make money off your ass. How are we going to run a hospital if the poor people can't get on the bus and work at the hospital or the train? You see? You think that stuff is for you. No, it's for them. They put it in place so you can get on these things and you can come work for them. And you are what makes the business and everything work. So now you see back in the day, let's rewind to that. Remember when Rosa Parks protested? They was actually stopping business. When those buses, they were striking on them buses, they was altering businesses. They was getting to work later. All type of stuff was going on. The companies was losing. The same way when our people was protesting in Woolworth, the companies started losing. That's how it worked. Everything they do, you think is for you, it's not for you. They do it for them. They feed off of us. That's why it will always be a ghetto. It will always be a hood. It will always be poor people. Because as long as poor people, that's how the rich can keep their foot on their neck and actually use you for a footstool. Because why? Somebody got to do the dirty work. And with that token, New York Sanitation is hiring in June, and they're going to be giving out examinations. They're taking applications in the sanitation. Basically, they're giving out applications, and you can take the test to become a New York City sanitation worker. Like I was just saying, they understand that what? Somebody got to take out the trash. Somebody got to do it. So my point is, They need us to make this whole thing work. And guess what? We feed into it. So a yellow brick road was found at the bottom of the waters, and it leads to Atlantis because they said that Atlantis was the city of gold. Everything gold out. That's our history. That's why I told you, that's why they got all of us into not wearing jewelry no more or indulging in no type of gold. They don't want you to tap into nothing of your ancestors in no shape, form, or fashion. They don't want you to look like them. They don't want you to feel like them. They don't want you to think like them. All they want you to do is feel like you're a piece of crap. That's it. So that's why they keep their foot on your neck. And we keep seeing the same pattern. And I'm gonna get into I had to touch on that Atlantis because, like I said, I want people to Google that and you'll see for yourself that Atlantis was real. You heard about Bush, you heard about story. Atlantis was a city of gold, and it was very real. And they say that it's what, sunken underwater. All you got to understand is your ancestors were Atlanteans. That's why it's called what? The Atlantic Ocean. Also, they said that the hit and run driver that killed Nicki Minaj's father, he pleaded guilty. And I'm not going to get into that because there ain't really nothing to talk about. That's just what was spoken on, how, you know, her father, I didn't know her father died from a hit and run accident. Or maybe we don't know, it could have been done on purpose. Either way, it was a hit and run, all right? And he's being sentenced. Now, I touched on the petty topics. I want to get into this last topic, then I'm about to be out of here. Also, to throw this out there, the 4th inmate died at Rikers Island Prison. Rikers Island Jail in New York City, aka known as the 6th borough, where brothers that get locked up go at to wait to get their court dates. This is why we've been trying to tell you, I've been trying to tell you, this ain't the time for crime, because you can go to jail for something petty. Like the man that went to he went to Rikers for domestic violence and he got killed. He wound up dying. He ain't make it to court. A lot of people have been dying. So they're saying this year, 4 people have already died at Rikers Island. 15 people died last year. They say that the correction officers don't have no control. The federal government gave these employees, they gave New York City, I think, 3 weeks to the middle of May to get it together, or Rikers Island Jail will be taken over by the feds. Federal government. Well, now a man has died. He's the 4th inmate, and I'm pretty sure they're going to use this to say, okay, we're taking Rikers. Now, the 4th inmate that died, he was a 25-year-old named Deshaun Carter. And they also saying that the cause of his death is unknown. Officers say they're losing control on Rikers Island. Do you know what that means? That means if you go to Rikers Island right now for something very, very small, you might not make it home. Why? Because you might be killed or you might have to kill somebody. And then when you kill somebody, you got to do life. You're done. That's what's going on Rikers. We already seen them having UFC fights with the COs betting. My point is this. This ain't the time you want to go to jail for stupidity. Because we already showed you how they already got them packed up in jail like the slave ships. It looked just like the slave ships. Niggas laying side by side by side by side. All black men. And the 4th inmate has died, a 25-year-old. And best believe the federal government is going to be taking over Rikers Island. Therefore, when you get locked up in New York, and you wait to go to court, basically you're going to be in the feds. And I learned about this federal law stuff. Once you get caught up, man, it's a reason why they started making everything federal. That's all I'm going to say. They made everything making everything federal because that's actually how you're going back into bondage and you're losing your whole rights as human beings. That's why some of y'all that go into these situations, y'all are going to be in FEMA camps. Trying to tell you, you're going to be in camps and nobody's going to know where you at, and they're going to be able to hold you for however long they want to. That's what's going on right now. You will forever be in a camp and you're going to work for free and you're going to do what you're told. And it's going to be nobody you're going to be able to tell to save you. This is some of the stuff that they got planned out. It's actually going on. It's going on right now. Also, when you get labeled under that federal jurisdiction on certain situations, you'll never be able to get out and work around money again on a certain level. Once you get convicted as a scammer, you'll never work around money to the day you die. You'll never be trusted to be around anything that's valuable. This is all the science they got going on right now. That you ain't gonna see it now, but it's gonna affect you later on. That's what I'm telling you. The same way y'all know for people that been in the feds, you already know you get locked up. They ship your ass all over the planet, all over the states. So my point is now some of these programs, when your ass get caught up and you go, I'm telling you, your ass gonna be getting shipped in places you don't even know where you at. Ain't gonna have no phone, you ain't getting no mail. You just gonna get a cot and your ass gonna be behind a gate and you gonna do what you told. That's where a lot of stuff going. So you take it or leave it. The last thing I'm gonna touch on is Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole went to the hospital to get relief from painful anxiety that kept her up all night and sent her to the hospital. And she said she couldn't sleep. And this is a trending topic in America. People not being able to sleep. But little did y'all know that that is a high level of anxiety that comes from stress. That is also a warfare called sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is a warfare that you use when you're putting someone under mind control. You ever seen situations or movies where they torture people, don't let them go to sleep, and they're trying to break them for information, or they're trying to fuck with their head? Sleep deprivation is how you can get somebody actually to do what you want them to do. Sleep deprivation is a way to also lower the immune system. But my point is, anxiety comes from sleep deprivation. What is it called? Tossing and turning. It's called not having dreams. Why are you not having dreams? Because you're stressed out. You're having anxiety. But they say that God talks to you in your dreams because your dreams is where you get that vision. That goes back to who? Daniel. So when you can't rest properly, therefore you have no dreams. Therefore you have no future, because your dreams actually tell you part of your future. You need your dreams to get your what? Brightest ideas. That's why Martin Luther King says, I had a dream. The dream is what gives you the vision of what you're supposed to be doing. Actually, when you're resting, that is how the Most High talks to you when you're in your deepest rest. Therefore, they keep you with anxiety and sleep deprivation, so you can't think clear. And every day you wake up, it's the same cycle, the same cycle, the same cycle. You don't know your purpose. You're doing the same thing every day, every day. You're stressing everything, stressing this, stressing that. That's why if you look, you sit back and look, some people's life is like a hamster on a Ferris wheel. You know how, go to your pet store, watch the hamster on the wheel. That is how human beings live their life every day. They do the same thing every day. They run around, they move their mouth, they move their body, but in reality, they are going nowhere. They are on a hamster wheel. These are the same people that don't sleep. How you know they don't sleep, fam? Because they hit the live button in the morning, they hit the live button in the afternoon, they hit the live button late at night, hit the live button first thing in the morning. They don't have no life. These are the people on the hamster wheel. These are the people that have anxiety issues. Some of them. Then a lot of us are the ones that what? We watch the stuff all night. We watch TV at night. We can't sleep. Why? Because niggas stress. Anxiety is overwhelming stress that your people used to call bad nerves. And she said she had to get help, but the number one pill they give you for anxiety, one of them is Xanax bars. Xanax is a bar or a drug given for anxiety. You know Xannies, when the Bozo Future say he talking about he took 56 Xanax. Xan bars, what they call them. But that is for anxiety. And anxiety is what works your nerves. It's the same thing. If I know for a fact some of y'all grind your teeth at night. If you grind your teeth at night, you got high anxiety problems. When you got high anxiety problems, you're not going to sleep because you're gritting your teeth, You're tossing and turning. Also, when you talk in your sleep, anxiety. Bad dreams at night, anxiety. So now you have bad dreams, you don't want to sleep, anxiety. Your life becomes a nightmare. Your day is not like a regular day. People wake up with good rest, they what? Full of energy. People that don't sleep good at night, they wake up the next day, they what? Grumpy. Therefore, they're grumpy. Therefore, their whole life is off balance. This is all by design. That's why every day you face with trauma, stress, agony. I told you, it's always going to be something. It's always good. The way America is set up, it's always going to be something to piss you off or have you depressed, have you not believing, because that's how it works. Meanwhile, the people that's in power, they sleeping good, they eating good, they sitting in beach chairs, they sit in the pool while your ass stressing. You at work busting your ass, the CEO on the golf course playing golf. He got to remember, see, I've been around golf courses. I've seen them. When they play golf at 12. No, I'm lying. They be playing golf like from 9 a.m. They play golf from like 9 a.m. to the afternoon. During work hours is when they play golf. Your ass day is not like that. Your day is full of stress, agony, misery. The people that run the world, they playing golf. Why you stressing? Why you at work, punching the clock? That's why you got high anxiety levels. You got to get up, wake up, get the kids ready, rush to work, scared you're going to be late, worry about how you're going to have gas money to make it back and forth for the rest of the week, what you going to cook, what the kids going to eat. You got anxiety. Meanwhile, they sitting back chilling because they're the ones who cut your check. And they know your high anxiety is going to affect your life. Now, amongst that everyday stress, now they give you bad news. Kevin Samuels just died. This person just died. Oh, look at this war over here. Oh, look at all them Ukrainians. It's trauma, stress. All this boosts your anxiety levels. And you start thinking in your mind, man, we ain't never going to have no peace, man. No, this is what they do. It's a warfare. It's another technique. High anxiety. So when Keisha Cole says she had high anxiety, she cannot sleep, that's a part that comes with the game. Because you could be in a game and she could be just stressing how I'm going to keep all these bills paid up and my career ain't the same no more. Bills cause anxiety. Stress. People getting on your nerves. People bothering you. Internet bullying. People trying to torment you. This is what creates anxiety. And therefore, once you become a victim of anxiety, some people, they can't sleep at night. It's not that they're weak-minded. It's not that they're not strong. It's just that so many things that came inside of their head, they can't see things clear. So therefore, their life is like a blur. And when your life is a blur, that means you got high anxiety levels. Also, what? When you don't trust people, you know, we call it paranoid on point. I don't trust these people. I don't trust nobody. That's a form of high anxiety because you're not in a state of peace. You feel like no matter what you do, where you go, you can't find no damn peace and you stress. That's a formula they use against us to shut us down. Because remember what I said, we all know, some of y'all should know this. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you, that's why they say fear will kill a person faster than a bullet. They don't have to kill you. All they have to do is scare the shit out of you every day, and you're automatically going to kill yourself. It's called shutting down. It's called stressed out. That's what boosts your anxiety levels. That's what make you shoot yourself in the foot. You know that saying? You shoot yourself in the foot. Well, when you got high levels of anxiety, high levels of stress, high levels of fear, you're always going to talk yourself out of doing what you should be doing. Some of us, want to be great, but you're scared. Or you still trying to say, well, how I'm going to do this? How I'm going to do that? How I'm going to do this? What you're doing is putting a whole world of fear in your head. And you're creating high anxiety levels to the point where you overthink too much. That's another form of high anxiety. Thinking too much. Your brain is always working. Some of us did it when we was young. I'm not going to forget that. I'm going to be real. I remember when I was young and I first found out that one day I'm going to die. And I started thinking, man, how many years I got to live? And I remember when I was young and I used to say, well, damn, when 2000 coming, I'm going to be this age. And I started thinking, damn, after 2000, then, I started looking at age is different. And, when you're young and you start seeing that one day you're going to die and you don't know what year you're going to die, you get scared. Then a lot of us, we started embracing death and we ain't care no more. Said shit. They said I'm gonna die 18, 21 anyway. I don't care. I might as well live my life. And we already was planning to die. That's why a lot of us got older, and some of us, we still got high levels of stress. We still ain't put it all together yet. Because this is what they taught us. They taught you, nigga, one day you're gonna die. And they always put that in our head. Die, nigga, die, nigga. That's why now we live in a what? A death culture. What's good news? What's breaking news? Somebody just died. Kevin Samuels just passed away. Breaking news. Now everybody got his name in the title. Let's be real. Everybody's going to get a check. Everybody's going to get paid off of his death. Death culture, period. If anybody come out and break the most positive story, man, that shit is corny. That shit is boring. I don't want to hear that. You see? It's all about the death culture. So guess what? We worship death. We all love death. That's just what it is. So who's really running the planet? This is a question you got to ask. Or have we been trained to think like this? That's it. We live in a world of death. And guess what? It's up for you to make your life better by turning your back on some of these things, and then you'll see your anxiety and stress levels will come down. Somebody told me, a wise man told me, you got to learn how to say no. A man told me that you have to learn how to turn your back on certain things. And what's the number one thing that we don't never want to do? The main thing you got to do is know how to what? How to let stuff go. Because once you learn how to let stuff go, you know that, man, you know for a fact, you might got to pay a car note. Your car note is kicking your ass, stressing you out. Because what? You don't want to let that car go. But if you let that car go, you might have an extra $600, $700, $500, $400 in your pocket. But you won't want to let it go. You know for a fact, if you download that house, that crib, you have way more money. But you're stressed out over that mortgage because you don't want to look like you lost your house. You don't want to be able to entertain company. Oh, my bad. Look, if you move to a 2-bedroom apartment, you can't entertain a company you used to have because you had a movie room, you had a pool room, you had a den, and you like to show off in front of your company, so your pride won't let you let go of that home you're struggling with, and you create stress, anxiety for yourself, and you're not happy. When you could downgrade, move with something smaller, and be very happy with that same money in your bank account. So we create our own stress, and then we take it out on our own people. Because these are high levels of anxiety. That's why I told you before, people that are stressed, they are dark clouds. They're dark clouds. And it's a form of mental health. And it's not saying that they're wicked and evil people. It's just that I told you, people who don't have their mind right, they become black clouds. People that have their mind right, you are a sunny day. You are the best of a sunny day with not one cloud in the sky. And that's called when you what? When you shining. When you shining, you're happy. People that's not shining, they got a dark glow on them. They got the black cloud around them. Everywhere they go, their whole purpose is to bring darkness. That's how it works. But people that know how to relax, know how to chill, and enjoy life, they don't have high anxiety. So my point is, high anxiety or trauma is put upon us because that's how they control you. As long as I keep your ass stressed out, you ain't never going to be able to think straight anyway, and you're not going to be able to see your future because you're caught up in your past and you're caught up in your present. And just like I told you, they ain't never going to show you a real movie with your ass in the future because they don't want you to see how you look in the future, period. If I can keep them from seeing themselves in the future, then they ain't never going to live towards the future. And that is a science also. Never show you. When your ass went to school, they always told you about the past. They told you how your ancestors were slaves, how y'all was poor, how you ain't had shit. And they always told you about some nonsense. Never wanted to show you or teach you about nothing that was going to benefit your future. And guess what? All of these are magic tricks that work to this day. So that's what it is. But stress is another formula they use to keep your anxiety levels high so you can't think straight. That's it. So my point is, you have to let go of some of the things of this world. Sometimes you got to what? Bury the hatchet. Or you got to what? let go of that baggage, and then you'll start to feel free and you can start moving on with your life. Therefore, you can't worry about what nobody's saying, nobody's doing. When you know who you are, when you know what you got going on, you're not worried about keeping up with the Joneses. You're not worried about the fad, because that's what actually kills your ass. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Worried about what everybody else is saying and doing. The same people that talk about you have nothing to do with your household. They don't pay your bills. They're not going to help you pay your bills. Those are the same people, when you lose everything, they're going to be laughing at you. So therefore, you can't entertain outsiders. You control your own life. You control your own destiny, and that's it. So today, we got on a lot of different things. If you didn't catch, you take it from the beginning, because I didn't come up here to really play today, and I did go long. I did go super long than I thought I would. But I did touch on a lot of things. Also, man, it's stuff I ain't even get into. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna save some of this for tomorrow. Some of this I'm gonna save for tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna speak on Frank James, because he's facing life. Frank James is the man that shot up and bombed the subway, and they say he let off 33 shots. See, I know what that means. And remember, like I said, you don't never trust a nigga with two first names. Frank James, the nigga that rushed Dave Chappelle, his name was Isaiah Lee. The nigga that was allegedly a Fetty Wap head was George Floyd, because for those who don't like it, allegedly, that man died from fentanyl, not from that knee. And allegedly, I did see a video where that man had white crustaceans around his nose. So therefore, when he said mama, that man was high, allegedly. So George Floyd, you was going to see two first names. You don't trust a nigga with two first names. Now, if you do, that's on you. And some of my bros that got two first names, I'm just playing. All right? That's it. But Frank James, he facing life. So he's not going to get away. Remember, he didn't kill. I don't think he killed nobody. But for his acts, he is facing life. And that's what's going on. So that's that on that. But I think, whatever, I'm going to talk about the other stuff tomorrow. I went long enough. So thank y'all for pulling up. We had to do what we do. It's Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Salute to all the mothers once again. Salute to all the people that love their mother, that love their, if you got to, let me tell you, look, you got kids and your baby mother or the woman you would been doing right, you got to salute her. Just period. This is the day to give praise to the divine feminine. That is mother. That is the Mother Earth. All right? Mother Earth is what all of us come from. And when it's all said and done, that's why we all go back into the ground. I told you. That's what it's all about. So everybody keep your energy up, keep your spirits high. And that's what it is. Some might call it Sunday service, but I call it episode 168. And we're going to keep on doing it. We're going to keep on going hard. Salute to the family. Y'all already know. Let me run through the chat before I get out of here. Sincere Jackson. Peace to the homie. You heard? Peace to the homie. Queen of Detroit. Salute to everybody that pulled up. Everybody that's catching the replay. For those that don't know, you can catch the For No Fame live episode from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. weekday mornings and sometime otherwise. Stay in the loop. I got more coming. I got something special coming this week. We got something special coming this week. Also, don't forget to go to Spotify, Anchor, and subscribe to the Ear Hustling Podcast by me, For No Fame. Stay in the loop. Don't just take me for granted on YouTube, because you never know. That's all I'm going to tell you for those who are really interested. Because to me, when I'm on YouTube, like, I'm going to just say, when I'm on YouTube, I don't take it serious. I never take it too serious. I don't. YouTube is like a slutty ass whore that you deal with, that one day you might not even deal with her no more. She's like a whore that everybody has smashed, and you don't take her serious. It's fun to be with her. It's fun to chill. She might make you feel good sometime, but at the end of the day, you already know you ain't gonna get nothing out of this bitch. That's how I feel about YouTube. That's my relationship with YouTube. Some of y'all, this y'all main chick, this y'all main lady, this your wife. It's not mine, all right? So that's why I tell people that really rock with me, you stay in tune with me, because you can't put me in a box. I'm gonna say it again. I'm not just a YouTuber. I refuse to die as an influencer, a cult leader. No, that's making a mockery of what I'm doing right now. So anyway, Danielle Walker. That's right. When I die, you gonna burn me up in ashes. I won't even put me in a box then. You just bury me like, man, you take the ashes and put them back in the ground. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. All right? Don't be fighting over this, that, and the third. No. Anyway, it's Danielle Walker. What's up? Good to see y'all. Sassy, Queen of Detroit, Miss Deja, y'all all in here. My boy Lampinski, what's up, bro? Yeah, I had to pull up on a Sunday, to pull up on the weekend because a lot of people they're not able to catch me during the week. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you sub up. If you want to leave a comment, don't be scared because everybody know I holler back. Everybody know that, whether I agree or disagree. Some of the people I disagree, we might have disagreed, but we formed a mutual respect. And we cool to this day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of them people. I'm not going to block you because you said something I don't like, as long as you're respectful. Anyway, salute Miss Jackie, always showing me love 24/7. Always putting that good energy on me. Thanks, Miss Jackie. Also, Juicy. What's up, Juicy from the Juice Show? You already know, sis. You know what's up. Hopefully you enjoying your Mother's Day. And I know for a fact that you love your kids and you love your husband and, you know, you out here doing your thing. So salute to you. Also, salute to Jeanette. My boy, John Shaft. What up, John? I know you're doing so. I know you're working. You're doing something right now, John Shaft. I know you're doing something positive. Also, L Blue. What's up, L Blue? What's up, sis? What's going on? So like I said, man, y'all know we family. Some people ain't gonna understand that. That's why I try to tell people what I built over here, what we built, it ain't gonna stop. Ain't nobody gonna stop it. There's nothing you can do. This is our household, and we keep our household in order. So you're not gonna come to our house and mess up our house. That's how this works. All you can do is knock at the door, scratch. Matter of fact, you're gonna scratch at the door like a dog because you ain't coming in. You're gonna go in the backyard. That's why a lot of y'all gonna stay outside in the backyard. You ain't never gonna be in the room. You ain't never coming in the house. So you understand that. You understand life. You dig? Everybody's not gonna be able to come to the party. Everybody's not gonna be on the journey. And some people just ain't permitted to come in the circle. So they gotta watch from the outside. That's what they do. Everybody in my chat is family. Period. Randy, what's good? What's up? I see y'all. Make sure everybody else sit here. Once again, I see you, Miss Alfamilia Lit. If you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Alfamilia. If you didn't hear the video, you go check out the video. We talk about internet stalkers, weirdos online, harassing people, slandering people, and we're dealing with mental health awareness this month, so we have to be aware of all mentally challenged people that be online portraying certain personas, but the main thing is they're trying to prey on the weak. That's why they are predators. In real life, they don't want no smoke at all. That's how this works. So y'all pay attention and y'all stay strong. Also, salute the Wax Dog. And that's a fact. When I get right, I'm hollering at Wax Dog. I'm putting Wax Dog on my promo team. I'm putting Wax Dog on salary. I don't care how nobody feel about it. I'm going to tell you that right now. I already know how I'm going to build my team. Everybody in my chat, I already know what role they're going to play on my team if I make it big. I promise you that. I already know. The nigga Wax Dog is a marketing beast, and he's a promotional beast. And a lot of niggas took it for granted. But at the end of the day, Wax Dog, that's my man. And at the end of the day, when I get to a certain level, I'm bringing people with me. A lot of people I'm bringing with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you that right now. If I ever make it, there's certain people y'all coming with me. That's a fact. Everybody got a role to play. So I ain't gonna talk too much because these niggas be listening. But other than that, man, I'm about to get out of here. Salute to y'all. Salute Rondell, always supporting. If you haven't already, you subscribe to Rondell's Unpopular Opinion on all platforms. You make sure you also go subscribe to Juicy the Juice Show. I don't see nobody else here that make content. So with that note, episode 168, Mother's Day episode. Salute to the mothers. I took enough of y'all time. Salute to the bros that love their mother, that love their family, period, that stand on principles and morals. Because remember, principles and morals are something that your mother taught you. And a lot of us as men, we still stand on that. And that's what we represent. We represent our mothers by how we was raised to not be what? Suckers. When she said, boy, wipe them tears off your face. You gonna go fight that nigga over there. You better not come home crying, man. That's what some of our mothers taught us. So with that note, it's Mother's Day. We gonna stay strong. We gonna stay solid. And y'all, and I suggest y'all do the same. And other than that, man, I talked y'all head off enough. I'm for no fame. Salute to y'all. And I'm out of here. One. Oh, yeah. Salute to my boy D Malley, man. What up, tapping him from the West Coast, man? James P. No, I mean, I had to salute the bros, too. I see y'all, bro. I definitely appreciate y'all, too. Y'all stay in tune. Y'all see I ain't even trying to leave right now. I'm vibing off the chat. I'm going to run through the chat, and I'm out. One.